Have you noticed that we don't really want God's blessings? We want the temporary satisfaction of his blessings, but his blessings bring real responsibility, and we end up nagging and complaining when we actually get those blessings. I'm tired of doing dishes every single day. There's not one day that there's not a dish in the sink. I'm tired of doing laundry. Every single time I'm done with a load, there's more laundry to do. I am completely tired of sweeping. I sweep every single day and it looks like I didn't even sweep the day before. I'm tired of God's blessings. You see how silly that sounds? You're tired of God's blessings. And these are actual thoughts that I've had, actual complaints that I've had, and I know that you've had them too. We are tired of God's blessings. We're tired of having so many dishes because we have enough money to buy dishes and enough money to buy a lot of food, and we're blessed with a family, we're blessed with clothes. We're tired of God's blessings. I prayed for this apartment for almost a year, and it's not even just an apartment to me. My husband and I literally prayed for this apartment because it was the only way that we were going to be able to live together. We were doing long distance for almost a year. And I get tired because of the upkeep on our blessing of an apartment. I get tired of all the dishes because we have enough money coming in to give us more food. How ungrateful. How crazy is it that the things that we pray for is what we complain about the most? Or we want more than what we already prayed for. I want that bigger house even though I was blessed with an apartment. I want more money to get better food even though I have food on the table. You see how crazy our brain is and how sinful and deceitful our hearts are, that it misplaces the blessings that we have for disruptions in our life. This calls for a complete mindset shift. And it's true, we feel like there is so many dishes and it never ever stops. But we complain so much, but how about God takes that away? God forbid a tornado comes and takes everything in your house. Now you don't have any more dishes, so you can't complain. God forbid something happens to your entire house or you don't have the money to pay for it anymore, so God takes it away. You can't complain because now you don't have a house to clean anymore. You don't have to sweep. God forbid you have to sell all your clothes because that's the only way you're going to get extra money. But you can't complain because you don't have any more laundry to do. How ungrateful. I complained to my husband because why can't you sometimes help me a little bit more? The man that I prayed for, I complain about him not helping me sometimes. My priorities that are in the house, I complain about him not helping me sometimes. And then I get mad at my own partner, the one that God has made us one. But what if he was diagnosed with something? Is it really that serious to complain? But what if he couldn't help because something happened to him and he physically could not help me anymore, but I complain? It's kind of sad how we start appreciating things only when things get bad, but we kind of overlook the good that we have in our life now. How ungrateful. And what a shame it is to look God in the face and say, God, thank you for this blessing, but it's a lot of upkeep and I don't really want that. And I'm making this video really to kind of vent, but because I caught myself complaining about dishes. And it really was like the Lord spoke to me on how dare you? How dare you take my gift for granted and complain because it's too much? Sometimes I get upset because I want a bigger house. I want to get out of this apartment. I love my apartment to death, but I want a bigger house. I want more, which it's not bad to crave more. But then you start getting ungrateful for what you have because you want more. How ungrateful. And this goes for ladies and men. But how about we stop being so ungrateful and seeing the negative in everything and complaining and nagging about everything because it's not up to par. We're tired of doing things on repeat. We're tired of doing the same thing all the time. And start realizing that, thank God, I get to do the same thing all the time. I've had some of my friends complain because their babies are crying so much. I have been trying for a long time to have a kid. I would do anything to hear a baby's cry. It's not necessarily wrong, but it can become wrong. We crave something so much, we forget what we have. We start seeing the negative in everything because it starts to be an inconvenience that we forget that we prayed for this stuff. I could not wait to get my first set of dishes when I moved into this apartment. I'm talking about this, I think it's probably the first thing that I ever bought for the apartment. And now I have so many dishes because of gifts for a wedding, gifts for a birthday, things that I've bought, things my husband has bought. So I have so many. And now it's an inconvenience. How ungrateful. So I'm gonna wrap this up and say, let's be better. For God, not even for ourselves. But start seeing the good in everything. Take a second before you start complaining. And how about you turn your complaints? How about I turn my complaints into prayer? There's so many dishes to do, thank God. There's another sweeping session I gotta do, thank God. The mess that we have in our house sometimes, thank God that we're able to make a mess because we're having fun with life. When you're cooking and you accidentally drop an egg, you spill flour everywhere, laugh. What a blessing it is to be able to make a mess, and then you just clean it up. When your husband comes in from work and you just cleaned the entire house, but suddenly he wants to lay his laundry or his clothes on the couch. When you just clean the house, the first thing I want to do is grumble. I'm sure you felt that way too for a woman. But man, thank God for my husband. Thank God I do have the chance to pick up his clothes, even though sometimes it is burdensome. But what if he was gone? You would miss those things. You would miss his dirty laundry. You would miss his extra dishes. You would miss his laugh. So let's start thanking God more than just finding everything a burden and being that nagging wife, that nagging woman. And look at Proverbs 31 woman and realize she truly was a blessing to her husband and to God. So today, try that. Try not complaining and replacing it with really realizing that you are blessed. Even if you have a little, you don't have nothing. Even if you want that big house, you have your home. Even if you're low on rent, God will bless you if you're obedient to Him. The next time you have a nagging child, thank God I was able to conceive. And maybe we can start seeing things the way Jesus did and follow His path and not be so ungrateful. So be grateful. I will see you in the next video, and God bless.